was talking about Lamar, his contract. We all agree he should get paid.
Absolutely.
Joe Cool. What are your thoughts on Joe Burrow? Joe Cool. I know you said that you feel like he is the modern day Tom Brady. Why do you feel like that?
He's the makers of Tom Brady. He has all the intangibles that Tom Brady had when he was at New England. I mean, he's one of those guys that, he can throw a pick and it just doesn't bother him and come right back out and then throw 3 touchdowns. I mean, granted he got Chase and Boyd and granted he has those guys and some tight ends and a good offensive line that people don't really credit sometimes because he doesn't hit the ground as much.
Now, last year was horrible.
Right.
They spent all the money that they should have in the offseason.
Right. They did what they need to do, and they're right back in the fold again. They won a division, and, I mean, that's a team right there that was just 2 years ago only won 4 games. So, and before that they only won 2, and now they don't won a division back to back. So
you're a household name now.
Right. So I mean, Cincinnati is no longer a push around team. They have exactly what they needed. Not I might say even better than when they had Boomer Esiason in his crew. But Joe Burrow is one of those guys, man. I mean, it's time to pass the torch to these young guys, man. I mean, it's time for the older guys to get on out of here.
He's one of them. Burrow, Allen, Mahomes, Herbert.
Yeah, Herbert, yeah.
We can throw
as far as
Lamar in there.
Passing the torch, is it time for Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. to retire?
Yes, he should have retired 3 years ago, if not 4. I mean,
I think he should have retired after he won.
Everybody wants to leave on a high note, and he's had 2 chances to leave on a high note. The last Super Bowl you won with the Patriots, and then the first one you won with Tampa Bay. I think he should have left after that.
Yeah.
Granted, he was on a 2-year contract, so he had to play that next year out, which they were terrible then. Now you're on a year where this is your worst season under 500. So technically it's still a bad season, even though somebody had to win division because we all sucked. Let's be real.
It's funny. I'm a Jet fan,
but I know we were,
But I was watching closely that division, and
by choice.
Yeah, I was watching closely. I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Right?
I stopped after week 6.
Probably for this podcast, so you can talk smack. Probably.
No. Yeah. I was watching closely because, as a Jet fan, I didn't want Sam Darnold to leave. I was trying to see what he could do with some weapons, but the funny thing is that I was told, right, by 2 wise gentlemen that Baker turnover maker was he was the truth in that he was the next come in.
The words are wrong.
He
didn't say that.
He was Joe Namath 2.0.
We didn't say that.
I mean, I'm running out of words. But the funny thing is,
that's too far.
Yeah, the funny thing was,
that's too far.
So Baker comes to Carolina.
Yes.
And what you being a Carolina Panther fan, what are your thoughts when you saw Baker come to Carolina?
I knew it wouldn't work. Off rip. I told you that. I was at the beginning of the season, it's not going to work. One, when I said off air, you have the number 1 guy in turnover and the number 2 guy in turnover fighting for a starting job, which is unheard of. Who does that?
Okay.
And then you have a lot of young players around, and you're supposed to be this leadership guy, and you don't have that.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I said that. I called it,
And
but
then you have a head coach who is college-minded almost.
Yeah.
Which is going to take him 2, 3, 4 years to build this thing up.
Yeah.
We don't have that.
It's just something that worked in Cleveland.
You have a talented defense. The offense was just in shambles all year.
Now.
And you had arguably a top 5 overall player in Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, yeah.
It was just a mess.
You get rid of him. But for some reason, when y'all got rid of Christian McCaffrey, the running game – no, let me rephrase that. The running game, once they got rid of Matt Rule.
It got better.
Yeah, once they got rid of Matt Rule, the running game was better.
Because it wasn't so geared towards one player.
Yeah.
McCaffrey is the best thing for us.
Yeah.
It was the worst thing for us because every team prepares for us.
Okay.
We're gonna move him around, throw him in the slot, throw him in the backfield. But when you have just a true running back that's back there, he could just play his own position.
Yeah.
And the receivers, you just take advantage of him that way.
DJ Moore is a beast.
He's had 1,000 yards, every year except his rookie year. And this year,
He's a real deal.
Over 85 catches every year. He's efficient. He's effective, and he doesn't cry. He's not a diva.
Okay.
Well, I wanted to say that's why McCaffrey stayed hurt all the time with y'all.
Yeah.
Because he was the focal point on every play. Every play. And that's going to happen with any player that's the focal point, like that happened to Debo.
Look at him at the 49ers now. Him and Debo, they basically help each other take the pressure off. Right. I'm going to move you around everywhere.
Now,
you can just play your respective positions.
I do hope y'all bring that coach back.
Wilkes?
Yes. I mean, I think like I said, you have player coaches, and then you have just coaches that want their style. True coaches.
It ain't happening.
Well, I mean, I understand that. But I'm saying now, from a winning standpoint, he was like what 4-5, 4-4.
No,
he was 6-6.
No, I'm talking about time he got it. He took over.
Yeah. My fault. I'm thinking about Sam Darnold because Sam Darnold only he was what 6-2.
Who?
No, he was 4-2. Sam Darnold.
He played that many games?
Yeah.
I thought Baker played the majority of the games.
No, Baker was he was like 1-7.
Yeah, Baker was terrible.
Sam Darnold won.
Walker was in between.
Yeah, because remember they
Darnold won the back end.
Yeah, he won on the back end.
Okay.
Listen, and I know Nam is not going to agree with me.
He's a backup.
Had Sam Darnold played all season, we're talking about the Panthers being in the playoffs.
Listen, Sam Darnold is a game manager. He's like Alex Smith to me.
He's better than he could throw better than Alex Smith.
Fine. But what I'm saying is, if you put him with a great defense that sets him up with short fields, and you have a great run game and a system where you just either 10 yards, 15 yards, you don't got to make much decisions.
Oh,
he'll thrive.
I mean,
but in Carolina, he has to do a lot more.
Absolutely.
These receivers. Yeah, they're great receivers, but they're not elite receivers.
Yeah.
DJ Moore is not an elite receiver.
I got to disagree with you on that one.
With the right quarterback, he will look elite.
Right. I will agree with that part.
Listen.
He will look elite.
Listen.
He's like
first and foremost.
Like Lockett. Tyler Lockett
he's,
to me
he's way better than Lockett.
Great. But he's not elite.
Well,
you can make him look great.
Because
you can make him look great if you just put the ball where it needs to be at.
But he's had two different quarterbacks, and he's still doing the same thing.
Exactly.
Lockett,
yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing the same thing. I mean, he doesn't have Russell Wilson anymore. He has Geno.
He's great. He's not elite. That's what I'm saying.
Elite
is no matter what is out there, you're going to make these plays.
But that's what he's doing. Two guys are throwing him the ball, and he's still doing the same thing.
Yeah, DJ Moore wasn't looking the same with Baker Mayfield. Baker just couldn't get him the ball.
Yeah.
But I say, listen.
He couldn't even see over the line.
I was going to say, I can't say his height because Drew Brees.
Yeah, so. Carolina was first of all, Carolina was supposed to win that game against Atlanta when the one he took off his helmet.
Yeah, he.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much that game was.
They were supposed to win that game.
I don't want to cuss on air, but he.
I mean, you let it out.
You get what he fucked us.
Yeah,
he did.
Like
he did.
Well, he did initially, but then the kicker. Come on, you got one job, bro.
My nigga, we wouldn't have been there in the first place if he didn't take his helmet off.
You got
Game was over then. Game was over then.
He was out of bounds.
Laces out, man. Laces out.
The game was over then, man. The
laces got to be out, man.
It's cool. It is what it is. But nevertheless, I don't think that was like the defining moment of the season.
Oh no, the loss against Tampa, that was for the division.
I just didn't understand that. Yeah. All you had to do was win, and y'all were there.
Number 24. Yeah. Whoever was guarding Mike Evans that day completely missed the game plan.
I was pissed at that.
He got paid, you know.
Yeah.
Or he must have bet on Mike Evans.
He was on FanDuel. Listen, how do you let someone beat you the same freaking play 3 times?
Yeah.
3 times.
He hasn't caught a touchdown since week 4.
Yeah.
The same play. And it wasn't like Mike Evans is not a speed receiver.
He's just big.
It was one.
Tall
it was
receiver.
It was one play.
Wide range.
Long strides, yeah.
It was one play.
Pause.
It was one play. Mike Evans didn't even do a double move. It looked like they was in practice.
He's not a good route runner.
He just right by him.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, okay, Tom Brady hasn't had a game like this all season, or maybe since early in the season. How do you allow that to happen? So, Carolina they could have had the division, and then you would have had Dallas coming to Carolina. It would have been crazy out here.
Cowgirls?
If Dallas would have came out here, it would have been crazy.
Cowgirl? Nah. I prefer it this way anyways, because it's
you don't think you would have
it's sort of redemption match.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Brady and because they beat them week 1, right?
Yeah.
No, well,
yeah.
Who
that was
we won?
The Bucks.
The Bucks beat Dallas.
Dallas week
Brady
1.
has never lost against Dallas.
Yeah, but I'm saying week 1 this year they played.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he
they
beat
The
played.
Bucks beat Dallas.
They
Dallas.
they
Remember,
smacked them.
Dak hurt his hand that game.
Right.
Cooper
Stunned,
Rush
right?
came in,
Yeah.
played all those games, and thing. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting because that's a tough game, man. That's a tough game to call. I don't want to count out Brady because like you said, he never lost to Dallas, but
Right.
I think Dallas is due for a good game because
Well, he never lost to us until the last game, but technically, they want to say, well, we took him out the first half. It don't matter. You still started. You played the game. You lost.
Talking about your Falcons?
Yeah.
I don't think you want to talk Falcons with Brady.
Well, I don't really care about that. I mean, the thing of it is, y'all get
should leave that alone,
too.
bro.
Y'all, see, that's the thing about the media and
I think you
everything.
need to
Y'all,
leave that
y'all
alone.
ride
Yeah,
too
just
much,
let it
man.
go.
I
Just
ain't
let it
gonna
go.
Nothing go because
I
look,
think you need to let it
a
go.
win is a win, a loss is a loss. It don't
Please
matter how
let it
many
go.
points it is, or it doesn't matter. You lost the game and you
what-
won the game.
what was
That's
the
6,
score
7
at-
years ago.
What was the score?
6 years ago, man. It doesn't
Oh,
matter.
okay.
Only y'all dwelling on it. I ain't feeling no type of way on it. All
Nah.
those guys that we had are gone.
Let
So
it
we on to
go.
something better and new. What I'm telling you now is you better watch for next year. Mark my words right now.
Okay.
You can repeat this back to me however long you want to.
So what's
Okay.
the?
I'm just letting you know what happens.
What's the over and
Pay
under
attention.
for Carolina? I mean, not Carolina.
No,
For the
no.
Falcons.
Forget that. What's the state of your franchise? Give us that. What do you think you guys need in the offseason?
Well, I think
What was some high points this year as well?
see, our only problem is right now we just have to get somebody to compliment Grady Jarrett. Get somebody to compliment him and possibly may get another safety. But we need some more interior rush to help Grady Jarrett out. Because that was our problem, getting to the quarterback. We had no problem scoring, per se. And if we couldn't score, our defense that we had that people claim to be lackluster was still holding guys, still holding teams, to winnable games. You got to, and if you take a look at it too, also we have 14 games decided under 6 points or less. So we were in every single game.
Yeah.
And it could have been talking totally different right now and being in the playoffs.
I mean, I hear all that. I think, like I said, we'll see how next year turn out.
You're content with your quarterbacks?
Well, Marcus Mariota won't be there. I wasn't content with him when we brought him, but I mean, you gotta have a quarterback, and the whole thing with Marcus Mariota is that when it came to critical moments where we needed that 3 points to get down the field to get that 3 points or to get that touchdown to win the game, he fumbled. He wouldn't throw the ball. Now Desmond Ridder, you know what I'm saying, he started the last 4 games and went 2-2, and he's thrown more passes during those games and scored touchdowns in the last game versus Marcus Mariota all year. So we're gonna give him a chance. We're gonna need to get a backup, and that possibly could be your boy Brissett from Cleveland. We just have to wait and see.
Why don't y'all just go after Garoppolo?
Well, I mean, first of all,
Got the
why
money.
would I want to go after the Garoppolo when there's Derek Carter's going to be out there or some other guys that's going to be out there?
Yeah,
So
possibly
he's
Derek
not
Carr
going
as
to
well.
be. Yeah, so Garoppolo's not going to be the first choice. I mean, when there's guys that
He'd
are
probably
actually
be the
healthy,
cheapest choice though.
he may be the cheapest choice, but I mean, he got to be available to play. I mean, he's been hurt every year. So that's not you got to look at all those intangibles, man. So I don't know. Like we in a win now situation. We rebuilding, but after seeing this year when I didn't have any expectations and I saw promise, I mean, we're third in rushing as a team in the league.
Yeah,
So our running back,
6'7" running 6'7" guy back there.
Yeah, man.
Cordell Patterson.
But never mind Cordell Patterson.
Cam Newton back there running the ball.
He's a tight end. He's an old lineman.
You forget Tyler Algier. Tyler Algier is the rookie of the year. Is the rookie of the year and over 1,000 yards rushing. So never mind Cordell Patterson. You talk about the rookie that got over 1,000 yards. So I mean, we right there. We right there on the cusp. That's all. You know. All those games we lost by that little margin, all we needed was a touchdown, all we needed was a field goal. We right there, so I don't feel bad at all. I mean, we lost the game, lost the games, but could have won those games and be on the other end, and you've been talking differently. So I just tell you right now, just watch out next year. You know what I'm saying? And we be good. Matt Ryan's gone, Julio's gone, all those guys from that Super Bowl gone, so y'all can forget talking about that team because all them guys are gone. We don't even have him on the roster anymore.
Even Dan Quinn. Wasn't Dan Quinn there too?
And Dan Quinn's over there in Dallas, and his defense is sucking now. So it's also starting to show itself. So it don't matter. That whole team is brand new. So all that old stuff y'all talking about, it doesn't even really matter anymore because we don't have those guys. Only guy from that team is Grady Jarrett.
All right, I think we spent entirely too much time talking about the Atlanta
Oh,
Falcons.
no, we have not. Because we sat here and talked about the Jets and they confusion
we haven't even
the
gotten
whole
to the Jets
time.
yet.
We ain't even get to the Jets.
You started with the Jets when you was talking about Sam Darnold and you talk. Come on, we started with that.
Well,
I gotta say this though. You guys got away with getting rid of Darnold. But what's up with your quarterback play there? What you guys what y'all got going on?
Okay, well,
Do you blame the defense entirely? No, not at all.
no, not.
You can't
like
blame
8
Zach
picks.
White either.
First of all, time out.
I like.
You just named two different
Zach
players.
Wilson, sorry,
Yeah.
Zach Wilson. Excuse me.
You fuse them together like
Zach
Dragon Ball
Wilson.
Z.
Mike White, right?
Mike White.
Mike
and
White
Zach,
and Zach
he
Wilson.
said Zach.
I said
Zach
Zach
White.
Zach White.
I'm like, yo, you put them together. That's a decent quarterback.
I like Mike White.
Mike White, yeah.
He has a flair about him. He has the leadership that the locker room needs.
See,
They play for him.
yeah, they play for
Wilson,
and they was walking
They
around
play
with.
with him.
He had a condition, man. I mean, you can't if your motor skills are not active, and that is an actual condition. If anybody looked that up, you can't do anything. You know. Now before that, he was winning. He was doing things.
Wilson?
No, but see, you have to watch. For those that from the outside looking in, I'm gonna teach y'all something real quick. What really messed us up, and I know people early on were saying, "Well, Zach Wilson is 5-2." Breece Hall was the workhorse. Once Breece Hall went down, the entire offense went into shambles outside of the offensive line. But Breece Hall was on par to win an Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
He gets hurt. The offense looks because we didn't ask Zach White to throw that much. We didn't ask him to throw that much in the beginning.
Right.
So it was run the ball, check down. Okay, when we play action, somebody's open, whatever.
Yeah.
Now
you guys have talented receivers.
Now I was getting to that.
Weren't taking advantage.
I was getting to that because of the quarterback. Now with that talent that we had, it was a gift and a curse because. It was a gift and a blessing because the minute Breece Hall went down, that's when the emergence of Garrett Wilson. And Garrett Wilson, him and Chris Olave, that's crazy, that receiving core, both coming from Ohio State.
Right.
Garrett Wilson starts to, his numbers start to go up. So the thing with Zach Wilson was, I call him Zatrick Mahomes. Because he wants to do them off-schedule throws. He wants to do that all game. You have to be able to sit in the pocket, play the game, let the offense run.
Right.
He wants to do too much.
This is not college where you can just run around.
Yes,
10,
exactly.
20 seconds.
Do
what you want, and then it just all happens. No,
don't
work like
the
that.
difference between college is the receivers beat your DBs and they're wide open.
Yeah, you
but
have 5-star talent,
yeah,
maybe 2-star talent.
When you get to the NFL, even some of the worst DBs can still at least keep within a certain distance of these receivers.
Everybody runs a 4.2 in the NFL.
But that's what I'm saying. So
Vince Wilfork.
what for this guy, he couldn't play simple football. Excuse me, pardon me. And compared to Mike White ran the offense how it was supposed to be. So I mean, Is Mike White going to come back? Who knows?
He should.
We're talking about possibly getting Derek Carr, Jimmy G. You know, I personally, I think.
Well, you won't have Flacco, so you have room for another.
Yeah.
But the turning point was that press conference.
He
didn't hold himself accountable for essentially throwing the game away.
Yeah.
Right.
He was out there playing The defense kept him in the game.
Short field.
Getting stops, field goals. They're holding the other team to field goals, and he's just out there just
I mean,
playing like he was drunk.
He needs to reset, get his mind right, because he has a arrogance. Remember we talked about arrogance?
Right.
He has an arrogance about him that, bro, you haven't proven anything yet.
Right. That's why
Baker Mayfield 2.0.
The receivers, if you notice, once he got benched, those first 2 games where Mike White played,
the
receivers played out of their minds.
They had Mike fucking White shirts on.
They were playing out of their minds.
Yeah.
And all he was doing is just basically just putting them in positions to just make the plays. That's it.
Now, we crumbled at the end of the season.
I like the Jets.
I like your defense, man. I mean, I like Sauce Gardner. I like Sauce Gardner, man. He's a tall
defensive rookie of the year.
He's almost like a Xavier Rhodes almost.
Yeah.
I like him. With the height and lockdown.
There was a stat that said that, he gave up 1 touchdown in the last 3 years, from college all the way to the pros.
I could believe that.
He's given up 1 touchdown.
I could believe that
in the last 3 years, and that's crazy.
He covers sideline to sideline.
Yeah,
he has the size.
That's a DB I'm talking about.
He's solid.
That's the type of cornerback I'm talking about. Not these Josh Normans and Richard Shermans, and not take nothing from Richard Sherman because I like him too. But when you're the product of your defense, you cover one side of the field.
Yeah, they basically are zone DBs.
Right.
The front 4 and being able to drop 8 allows him to perform the way they perform.
You ain't seen him
1-and-1.
It's hard. It may be hard to find a Revis Allen out there, man. Revis was a monster.
It's been a while.
And then if we land on a Revis Allen 2.0, that's a credit to us landing these top cornerbacks.
But it's your head coach too. Your head coach, he's a defensive minded coach.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how to draft defensive players.
And shout out to Sauce, first rookie in over 40 years, but all pro first team.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I seen it the other day.
It's crazy for a rookie.
He earned it though.
And shout out to Quentin Williams. He's gonna get paid this offseason.
Jets will be fine. It's just a tough division, but you'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's a battle, man, because all of you guys, minus the fake tricks, they ain't, they're done. They had their time. They owned a couple decades, and now it's time for those teams that didn't get it, during that time to come up. It's like all the teams that used to be sorry are starting to find their way.
No, my fault. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say real quick before we go into our next break. Thoughts on Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns?
I'll say this. He came back later on in the season, so he really didn't have time to get that play in that we normally see from him in Houston. So I will give him a pass on this one, just because you're saying you gave him a $230 million. Well, he missed a whole bunch of games. So let's say now he can prepare like he normally does. To get ready for that first season game, and then we can evaluate that. Because I think it's unfair to sit here and bring him into a situation where he wasn't prepared, even though he may have been out there practicing. Nothing is like being in football mode.
Yes.
So,
like same thing you said. This is preseason for him.
Right.
Everybody's in high gear, whether they're playing great or not. They're in high gear.
Right.
So next year we'll evaluate him the right way. Whatever those allegations are, it is what it is. We'll just move past it, and that's it.
Real quick, we're gonna go through the football picks. We'll make our picks, and then we'll take a break. First game, Miami, Buffalo, all across the board. Buffalo.
Yeah, Bills by 10.
Cincinnati,
Cincinnati.
Joe Brady will be smoking today. Get the cigars.
A game we didn't touch on, and we missed this one. Giants and Minnesota.
Vikings. I'm gonna go with the Vikings, man, but just because you know what I'm saying, they're at home. But sometimes the Vikings they like to play from behind, and that's not always good.
But they're 10-0.
They are. I mean, they played from behind all last year, and they lost all them games. They did the same thing this year, but they won them.
Every
so
one of them.
It can go
3 points or less. They're 10-0 this year.
Daniel Jones is playing.
Danny Dimes.
He's out there doing his thing too. Saquon Barkley is looking good.
What school did he go to, bro?
Who?
Jones.
What are you talking about?
What school did
He went to Oklahoma.
What it got to do with?
Nah, because he's saying he went to Duke.
So, like I said, though, good way to put that in there. But I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Vikings just because they have more firepower.
Justin Jefferson's a stud.
The dude's a beast, man. I mean, wherever you put it at, he's a Julio, right now. So
Vikings.
Right, Vikings.
I got Giants.
What?
I'm going with
he's a
the
New
underdog.
Yorker. That's why.
Not even that. It's just I'm a fan dueler. So I'm picking the Giants on the spread.
Hey, look, before we go to break, though, can we just acknowledge the fact that the daggone Bulldogs are 2-time back-to-back champs, baby? I know you was going to avoid it because he's a Bama fan. Why y'all keep saying Crimson Tide? Because you can't spell an elephant? What, I don't understand it. What is it? Is anybody going to say anything about those Bulldogs?
Hey,
First of all, that game
I don't have a
even,
dog in the fight. I care either or.
Yeah, that game
But
shouldn't even count. TCU didn't
Shout
step
out
off
to
the
the
bus.
Bulldogs.
Yeah, shout out to the Bulldogs.
Hey,
I
man.
mean,
They might go through. They
Might
might
go for a third
three-peat.
one, dog.
They
Might go for a
three-peat.
third one.
But
I
I
mean,
don't know.
shoot, when your quarterback is 30 years old, then yeah, you
25,
know.
actually.
Nick
That's-
Saban, he's tight.
He's not going to be it next year. This is last year.
You seen him on national TV. He was tight.
Yeah, he was hot.
But you already saw
tight.
the guy that was behind him to be his successor, and he came in and launched 2 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Just saying.
Yeah, TCU, they
weren't ready for that.
yeah, no, they and for everybody saying that, oh well, you should let these teams get a chance.
Don't.
There's a difference
Don't.
between
the conference play,
Exactly.
the talent level is way different.
it's way different.
That's
you
why I
have
don't.
the Bulldogs, who are probably
NFL
they're
team,
the
basically.
worst NFL team if you think about it.
But
Yeah.
that's why I don't
In terms
agree.
of age.
That's
Yeah.
why I don't agree with the 12 teams. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to put 12 teams in there to get embarrassed by basically you're putting more SEC teams in.
Not even.
Yeah,
They
that's
did.
what you're doing.
It's
Listen,
gonna be like
the real reason.
8 SEC team and then 4 whatever.
Well,
what I'm
that's
saying.
and that's what I was going to get to. That's the real reason why they do it, so they can have Georgia and Alabama in it every year.
yeah, or LSU or whoever.
Yeah.
you know,
LSU is
these big
upcoming.
name
Ole
schools.
Miss is upcoming. Auburn is making Kentucky,
So-
The
Tennessee.
Gators might be back. You know,
And now you get. I think they have Oklahoma. They're coming over to the SEC now.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Texas.
And Texas.
And Texas.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. It's going to be just a
12 teams.
SEC championship twice.
Yeah.
Listen, hey, that's what generates college football. The SEC runs college football. No matter how you slice it, it's the SEC and the Big Ten basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
Easy.
much.
And then throw a couple packs
Yeah.
in there. Here and
Yeah.
there.
That's why I say
every 10 years. or
Deion's
so.
going to have he's going to have a problem.
Yeah.
He already has a problem with USC, Oregon.
Well,
That's in
USC,
his own conference.
USC,
Yeah,
and I think
UCLA.
UCLA is going to the Big Ten.
Yeah, they are.
They're going to the Big Ten now,
Yeah.
so he might be
So
able to.
he'll be okay. I think he knows what he knew.
He may. And,
He
it's
probably heard
possible.
through the grapevine. These good teams are getting out.
Yeah.
I got a chance to shine.
It'll be a
He's not
couple
stupid.
years. I give him a couple years, and he has that conference championship. But if you got to play a Big Ten or SEC team in the national championship, boy, I just think it's not going to work out.
All right, well, we about to take another break.
Wait. We didn't do the Cowgirls. Monday.
Well, when we come back from break,
Bet.
all right, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Cowboys,
All right, we back.
Tampa Bay Bucks.
Cowboys, Tampa Bay. Who you got?
I'm gonna tell you, I don't really like the Cowboys just because of the fans. It's not the team; it's just the fans make the team hard. You to like the team.
Okay.
I don't really like Tom Brady because it's Tom Brady and the Bucks in my division. But I think I'm gonna go with Tom Brady and the Bucks on this one because I think that they will win this game and possibly get blown out afterwards after the next game. So I get 2 for the price of 1.
Okay.
As much as I want to pick Brady, I think for once that defense is gonna is gonna bother Brady today.
I think so too.
I think
tomorrow.
Monday. It was Monday, right? Tomorrow.
Yeah, Monday night.
Yeah.
If it comes down to a down the wire game, I think McCarthy folds because he's not a game manager. He's terrible as far as clock management. But if it's 10-point game throughout, swinging back and forth or whatever, I'm picking Dallas and the defense.
Oh, I'll say
go ahead.
Only reason I say that I think because Tom Brady is skilled. He's built for
He
this.
is.
He's built for this. Dak's not built for this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of those interceptions, granted, some of them weren't his fault, but a lot of them were his fault.
Yeah, he missed 5 games and he still led the league in.
Right, and that's another thing I'm throwing into. I mean,
it's never been done before.
You got to remember
he would have ran away with that record. If he would have played, he would have ran away with that record.
He would have made Brett Favre look crazy.
You got to remember too. He'd
have made Baker Mayfield look crazy.
He's 1-4 in playoffs. There's a reason because of that.
But
and then
you don't think talent?
Well, see,
makes a difference.
I'm coming.
Brady doesn't have the talent he had.
He doesn't have the talent, but somehow he manages to wheel these guys through, and they come out on top. But I say with Dallas, look at the struggles they had with Jacksonville. Look at the struggles they had with a 2-win team in Houston. Look at the struggles that they had with teams that they should have dogged, and they were struggling and getting to overtime with. So I mean, at the beginning of the season, Dallas had a top tier 2 defense, but it seemed like at the end of the season they kind of fell off like lower bottom of 5 and 10.
5.
Yeah, right.
But I think they're going. I think they're going to wake up. I got Dallas winning this one. I think Dak is due for a good game.
I think he's going to have to play good.
He has to.
Well, there's no choice.
He has to.
This is it.
Yeah, he has no choice.
I think it's redemption.
So y'all got who you got?
I want the Bucs to win.
You got Bucs.
I want to see Brady magic, but I have Dallas winning.
I mean, I got Brady, man, because I mean, how can you count him out in the postseason? I mean,
I'm gonna count him out.
I'm not. I
just Brady hate right
now. They were. Granted, our division was bad, right?
It was weak, trash.
Was bad.
The worst.
Yeah, keep going.
The worst.
It was bad, right? So, and they struggled the entire year.
The Bucs?
Yeah. They struggled the entire year, but like I said, even though they won the division, it had to be won by somebody.
Only because they had the best quarterback in the
right. Division. But sometimes that Bucs defense shows up, like those linebackers, man, that they have.
True.
Somehow just shows up and makes stops. And Dak will give you a pick. You already know you're going to get a pick or 2 from Dak, and you cannot give Tom Brady a chance.
But that's what I was saying. If the game is close, I'm picking the Bucs. But if it's like a decent margin, let's say 10 points, back and forth, I'll say the Bucs. I mean, I'll say Dallas because of their talent. They have the better talent on both sides of the field, with the exception of quarterback play.
You got to remember they're in Tampa, not in Dallas now. That's another factor. That's another factor.
The past 2 games have been in Tampa, right?
Right. Well, no, not the last game, because the last one they played, they played us at home. So
the Bucs?
Yeah. The last game was in Atlanta.
The past 2 years.
Oh, the past 2 years.
Yeah.
It's been in Tampa.
And they've lost both of them.
And they've lost all of them.
Yeah.
I want to see Brady magic. I think this is it. I think he's going to walk away.
I think Dak is back.
I hope not.
I mean,
because I really don't want to hear who them boys, we them boys.
That's what I'm saying. It's the fans that make you hate the team, man. It's not the team itself. It's just these fans. Just like
none of that.
They done nothing in 30 years, and they got something to brag about. Now it's like
So switching gears, basketball. Now we have we was talking over air, and the question still remains, some people are always going to say no matter what, Michael Jordan is the GOAT. But if and when LeBron passes Kareem.
Not if, when.
Yeah, when he passes Kareem, will that add to his legacy and kind of continue to put him in that conversation? Because at some point can't deny this guy he's amazing.
Nobody has denied that.
20
hasn't said he was amazing.
20 years, and he's playing. His numbers in year 20 is better than some guys in year 4 or 5 or even at the peak of their career. And the fact that he's been doing this so consistent for 20 years is just amazing. But I just want to say this one thing. I'm not huge on conspiracy theories, but when LeBron won that championship in 2016, Michael Jordan, and this is documented, so y'all can look it up. Y'all can go to the Googles. Michael Jordan decided to put together The Last Dance. I find it funny that now LeBron is about to pass Kareem, and he wants to put together another documentary, but about his time with the Wizards, which I'm confused. Who wants to see that?
Wizards?
Yeah,
I don't.
Don't nobody want to see that.
I don't
Your
wanna see
legacy
it.
was solidified.
It's about 8 good games he had.
That's what I'm saying.
I just want to answer the question that you was asking in the beginning. I don't know all the extra stuff, but I mean, you just come out and just saying, nobody is taking away from the man's legacy. The man is a great player. No one never said that. But your question is he the GOAT? Is he, because he passed Kareem, is he the GOAT? Get to the question. You want to add all the extras.
He's going to have more assist than Magic. He's going to have more points than Michael Kareem.
He'll be top 10 in
He'll
rebounds.
be top 10 in rebounds. Top 10 in assists. Like, what?
He has more points in playoffs and regular season combined than anybody. He's already passed Kareem.
So it's like, what can you say?
And let's add that in there. He's not known as a scorer.
That's the crazy part.
Everybody knocks him for not taking the last shot and putting up more points, and yet you still are going to break the scoring.
He's
record.
going to pass. People keep talking about the
Imagine
three-pointers.
if he was
a scorer. Yeah, had the scorer's mentality. He's gonna.
Every time you see him, he's running to the rim, getting all his points in the paint. I mean, y'all, you saying,
Here we go.
Here we go.
So
there's not no here we go.
Okay,
because y'all say things but take out all the rest of the things too. He's a scorer under the basket. He was getting all his points under the basket. Yeah, he's not a great shooter. He was never a great shooter. Of course.
Come
on now.
Just mute his mic, bro.
No. I'm not.
He ain't talking about nothing.
We're not doing pardon, are we? We're not doing PTI.
No. I wasn't muting his mic. It's just that.
We're not doing PTI.
Is that like, because the levels? I'm checking the levels, right? So every we talked about everything. We talked about 28-3. We talked about anything that could have triggered, but the levels don't lie. Once we talk LeBron, you see his levels start going to the red.
You asked off air. You said, is he 1A or 1B? He's gonna be 1B. He's gonna be behind Michael Jordan.
That's fine.
That's just what it is. He's gonna be right behind him.
If I can get you to admit that, I live.
It's not admitting. I've always said he was my top 3. I've always said that.
Okay, he's your top 3. Who's the other 2?
I'm not going with that. You know who number 1 is. So long as he's part of 2 or 3, is okay.
Okay. Who's 3 then?
I don't know. I mean, that's a hard one. I mean, that's a difficult one. I could say Magic. I could say Kobe. I could say Kareem. I mean,
I have one question.
Oh, okay.
Would it be cool to slide Steph in there by now?
No.
Top 5? He got 4 chips.
That means
it's hold on.
Okay,
is Steph not the greatest point guard of all time?
He's the greatest shooter of all time.
Point guard.
He's the greatest shooter of all time.
I asked point guard. I didn't.
He's
say
the greatest shooter of all time. I'm answering. I'm just answering the best way I can answer it.
Okay,
he's not better than Magic. What does he lack?
I don't know. I mean, how can you say he's better than Magic? He was a 6'8" guard that played all 5 positions, so I can't really say that.
Steph is a 5'5" point guard.
Point guard. That's what I'm saying. But this man
from half court.
I can't say that. I mean, you're saying he won 4 championships. Okay, well,
he's
Magic has 5.
From Magic.
He has one from 5. But you're asking about right now. You're not asking about future if he get another one.
Magic did have Kareem though. Yeah, he did have Kareem.
Who does Steph have? Clay.
What do you mean?
He had KD.
So you're going to
for 2 years.
Okay, no, I got you. I got you right here. I got you. Hold on.
I'm a little rusty.
No. Because it seems like you're assimilating. You're saying that he won those championships by himself. Correction, but those young boys won that championship last year.
I correct.
Who and those young boys won that championship last year?
Steph,
he did what he did, but those young boys won that championship last year. But you're sitting here saying that this man won it all by himself.
No.
Who did he have?
What I'm asking is, why? No. Is Steph not in the top 5?
I didn't. No. I said possibly. I didn't say he wasn't.
And then my other question was, is he not considered the greatest point guard of all time?
Well,
even though he's not a pure point guard by the way.
Okay, so that's what I'm about to get you to. Because what are you? Right? When you say a point guard,
Magic
you say a shooting
was more
guard,
of a
and
pure
you say
point guard than he was.
You say a 3,
even though
4,
his
and a
size
5.
Didn't say so.
Okay, so you're talking about position here. Okay,
he's labeled.
How
as a
can
point
I sit
guard.
here and say that? Okay, you sit here and say he's the greatest point guard ever, but he's not a pure point guard. When there are pure point guards like Chris Paul, I mean guys before him,
Yeah, but
you got shooting guards
they don't have
now.
their accomplishments.
But you got shooting because they're shooting guards now. You can't put a pure point guard and a shooting guard. That's why there's the 1 and the 2. You can't put them both together and say, oh, he's the greatest number 1 ever when he's also shooting too. That's why there's 5 positions. Oh, I don't see nobody sitting here saying that, oh, guess what? Shaquille O'Neal is the greatest power forward / center of all time. Well, that's Tim Duncan if you want to say the 4. That's why they're position players. So how can I put him there?
The only reason I brought up Steph is because when you were listing your top 3, you threw Magic in there. So I was like, okay, well, Steph.
No, that's not. You can't do that. Sorry. Can't include that. You're not gonna draw me in. I'm sorry. I can't do that. I'm just talking. I'm just saying players in general, because I mean, look, Michael done something that no player back then or today has even done. I mean, he's changed the league itself.
Steph changed the league as well.
That's why that's not mainly, but part of why he is the GOAT.
LeBron changed the league too.
Who changed the league more, Steph or Magic?
Well, I want to say Showtime.
In the beginning,
I'm gonna say Showtime because the only reason you
basketball. We have a circus.
Yeah, because nobody plays like Magic.
But I'm sitting here saying,
nobody
have a
plays circus now.
All I'm saying now is
we play from half court now. It's a circus.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Only reason that Stephen Curry has changed the league is the way he shot. He's shooting the ball. He's shooting from half court. He didn't do that then. They didn't have that then. So he's changing the way the game is shot. This also is also an offensive.
But also the way the game is defended.
This is also there is no defense in this league now. It's
hard.
offensive minded.
It's hard.
Everybody's scoring 150 points.
But that's
everybody averaged 150.
Defense is not being taught, man.
Because
it's not being
hard
taught
to
now.
guard these
How do you
guys
guard
nowadays.
somebody from half court?
You know, this is why we have these podcasts and why we have these opinions. But
So
it's great to debate.
Let me ask you this: Who could guard Michael Jordan in history? Nobody. It's hard to guard a guy that no matter what you do to Kobe. There's certain guys, it's no matter what you throw at him, he's gonna get his.
And you alluded to that before. It's like there's just superstars who don't need coaches.
Yeah.
I mean, LeBron doesn't need a coach. Jordan doesn't need a coach.
No, Jordan needed Phil Jackson.
Kobe doesn't need a coach. I mean, it's
to win.
Kobe needed Phil as well.
Look, what I'm telling you is,
I'm messing with
these
you.
guys don't need coaches to predict their game because it's going to be the same every single time.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Individually, they don't need the coach, but as far as the whole cohesiveness of the team, to blend the chemistry around them, like the Rodmans and the Shaqs, you need that coach that blends it. That's the glue, which is fine.
Right,
that's fine.
Switching gears, Ja Morant. What's your thoughts on
bogus?
His attitude, his cockiness. His confidence.
I commend his confidence.
His confidence.
I commend his confidence.
I love it.
I commend that.
To say when they ask you who is your competition in the West, and you say nobody, bro, you got to get to the finals first.
Something's wrong, man.
What is he supposed to say though?
I mean, let's be legit. I
mean,
yo,
listen, we'll see.
You can't count.
We'll see.
You can't count out Golden State. I don't care what particular moment. There's still that core guys. There's still that veteranship. There's still the champions.
Yes.
Of last year.
Mean, you could and boom, there go your answer right there. Well, shoot. You got Golden State. You got the Clippers.
Denver is still there.
And then you can easily. Hey, listen, it's gonna be tough either way, but I think we're gonna come out on top in the end.
You can get put out by the Mavericks.
You have no confidence, like nobody can beat you, but bro. What have you done?
The general makeup of today's league is a bunch of young players who are fragile-minded, and if your own teammates hear you say that so and so is better than us, I don't think they have the mental drive to not believe it. So you got to basically psych them out and tell them that we don't have any competition for them to play up to the level that you want them to. And I get it. It's a psychological thing.
Yeah.
I don't really think I don't think he believes that, but it's just
But him and Bane, those guys are the same guys
let his players
from last
know
year.
that we're the best. We're going to play like we're the best.
It's the same guys from last year that got beat by those that granted that Ja Morant got hurt.
They're the youngest team in the league, right?
Right.
I think by age-wise, they're probably average of 20-some years.
Yeah.
So you
got players like 22.
have to tell them. Steven Adams is a veteran. That's crazy. So you got to let them know that I'm the leader. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to say some outlandish stuff. Even though I'll take flack for it, it is what it is. But it's to keep them in gear focused to say we're one of the best.
Somebody's going to have to take the torch because Golden State is getting old.
Yeah.
They're getting old. They're not going to be able to do what they're
LeBron is getting old.
LeBron is, he's getting old. He's getting
Sacramento,
older.
Even Sacramento's coming up. It's just outrageous.
That's what I'm saying.
I never thought I'd see the day.
But you got teams. Cleveland is coming up as well. I mean, you got to look at that too. I mean, I love Donovan Mitchell's game, man, but he's only complimented by those guys he have around him.
Yeah,
and they're coming up. They just won't be able to get it yet because they don't have the it factor yet. They don't have the
Donovan is a 2.
Yeah,
he's a Robin to me. Like I think him and Jimmy Butler are the same. I think they can take you, but so far.
Well, I mean, they play this. They play the same. He can be complimented. He can be complimented, but they don't have that. See, this is what makes Milwaukee and Boston so like killers. First of all, one has already won a championship. One has already been to the finals.
Yeah,
So, but they know each other. Like, I know, like, just say like Marcus Smart or somebody can put a ball over here and know that Tatum or Brown is going to be there.
Right.
They have that factor where even if a coach
there.
Yeah, even if a coach calls a play, well, we don't have to do that.
Right.
Maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't, so that's why those guys are at the top tier right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you can throw Brooklyn in there too because, KD come back. We'll see how they go. But
KD's playing phenomenal. I mean, outside of the injury recently.
Kyrie's off. It's Kyrie,
I think it's time to get off the Brooklyn train, bro.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Whatever subway takes you to Brooklyn, just get off of that. Just get off.
I agree.
It's over.
I think,
it's over.
Brooklyn, I mean.
It's over.
You're talking about a team that had so much promise a couple years back to just as they're playing disappointment in the last couple of years is crazy.
KD is hurt. Ben Simmons has to step up, and he had 0 points.
0 points
Tuesday or something.
We had more points than him.
That's outrageous. We were at home.
Yeah, we was at home. We had
put up
more
the same numbers.
And it's just crazy how you got two of the arguably the greatest offensive scorers at their position
ever,
and you combine them, and it seems like this team can't get out of its own way. If it's not for injuries, it's for off the court issues. It's just, the coaching, it's just like this. And this is why you can't just put anybody together. Chemistry plays a big part in team sports. Right. You can't just put somebody with somebody thinking, okay, you're good, you're going to put you guys together. No, It doesn't work like that. That's the reason why Scottie and Mike was able to work together. Kareem, Magic.
The compliments.
Although they was beefing Kobe and Shaq. And it took Dwayne Wade and LeBron a year to figure out who was going to be what. So you just put people together and think, okay, this is going to work. Yeah, y'all can put up points, but at the end of the day, it's about winning.
And, Dwayne was the lead scorer in that team, not LeBron. So, I mean, compliment LeBron, not LeBron.
See,
LeBron for taking a step back.
Slander.
And, but, I mean, it was Wade's team, not LeBron.
But in Brooklyn, the issue is KD and Kyrie are the same player.
Yes.
It's just one is 7 foot, the other one is 6 foot.
Pretty much.
They're the same guy.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
they're volume
scorers. Yes.
They're matchup nightmares.
Yes.
Right.
But they can't play without the ball more effectively than they can with the ball.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say, okay, my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn, because they have to have rhythm.
Yeah.
But Ben Simmons is supposed to be that glue that makes them play the way that they played with LeBron and Steph.
Yeah.
Off ball.
Yeah.
But Ben Simmons, just for whatever reason, he just lacks the mental toughness. I don't know what it is.
He's
just not that dude.
He just don't have it.
Must have been talking to them. But I ain't gonna say their names. So.
Shout out to the Kardashians.
Shout out to the Kardashians, man. You know what I'm saying?
I got a question, and I can't seem to find the answer. When we say street clothes, who do we think of?
Anthony Davis.
Why is it that we don't never refer to Kawhi Leonard as street clothes?
Oh, man.
He's been hurt just as much, even more than Anthony Davis.
If not longer.
Anthony Davis is a punchline, but Kawhi just flies under the radar. Nobody talks about Kawhi being hurt as much as Anthony Davis.
God doesn't talk himself. We don't see him anywhere.
But you don't hear.
Kawhi is a phantom. Like, we just see him playing. all I know is he just plays basketball. I don't think he does anything else in life. He's like a robot. I don't know what he does outside of basketball.
Right, you don't hear much about him, and the only time you really see him is in a commercial for his shoes or whatever it is.
Maybe seen 3 commercials with this guy.
But that's the problem though. We talk about Anthony Davis, rightfully so, but he's Kawhi Leonard.
Is he really hurt, or is he just using that as an excuse to load manage?
Who, Kawhi?
Yeah. Is he really hurt?
I mean, that's even worse.
Well, we can't really say that because
I don't think he's really hurt. Because Paul George does it now too.
Yeah, true. I mean, it's rare to get him in the same game.
The crazy thing is,
they played 4 games together, and maybe in the last 20-something
you
games.
was brought to LA to win a championship.
I don't think he cares about the regular season, man. I don't think he likes to play the regular season.
Well,
I think he just likes playoff basketball.
He has to play in the playoffs,
he
though.
Doesn't care. He's a robot, bro.
Either way, you need to keep an eye on them Clippers. I mean, John Wall.
Yeah.
It's real good to see John Wall out there balling.
Yeah.
I will give that because I like that guy. If you had a choice, would you take John Wall or who would you take, John Wall or Russell Westbrook?
John Wall.
But I mean, to Russell's
and
credit,
I'd play him 55 minutes if I had to.
To Russell's credit, coming off the bench has been a savior for him because he's playing well coming off the bench.
In all actuality, did he really have a bad year? 18, 8-8. It's not bad numbers.
I mean, his shooting numbers might not have been
when
the
you
same.
watch the game. But it's like,
when you with the Showtime,
it's not his fault.
Not Showtime, my fault. I was thinking something else. When you're with the Lakers in Hollywood, I mean that puts you in the spotlight.
It's a scapegoat, but it's the front office for not putting enough shooting around them. You built a team of a bunch of old guys who can't guard the perimeter, and then their backups, who's supposed to alleviate their minutes, are older guys that get hurt as well. Right. So what did you really do? Nothing.
I mean, the best thing the Lakers got going for them is Go James, and he's a lot of people are gonna miss him.
Trade your big asset. That's what you can get back for him. Go ahead and trade him.
Get rid of
the money.
Get rid of AD. Get the assets for it. Get rid of Russ's contract. That way you build for the future.
Well, you can do that after
and
this
then
year.
Those 20 whatever draft picks, you're gonna be sorry anyway. So try to win now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You get money back from what you can get the most from.
Put a bunch of shooters around them, Buddy Hield, whoever you got to get. Put them around them.
They should have got him to begin with, though.
They should have took the DeRozan and Lowry deal. That would have been cheaper.
I mean,
but chose to go after Carmelo and this guy and that guy and a bunch of nobodies.
At the end of the day, we're gonna miss LeBron. We're gonna miss LeBron once he's gone, and it's.
You said we, and you don't want to sound like you about to cry.
Nah. I'm just reflecting because at one point, like yourself, I was a hater, but now I've saw the light. I'm a witness now, So, but any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
On who?
On anything, just anything.
Oh man,
I want to talk about.
Hey, I'm just glad to be back in the fold with you guys,
Season
man.
3,
to talk a little smack and get some opinions going.
Hopefully, we have some better content on college basketball because college basketball has been terrible.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm not going. I refuse to say anything about my Tar Heels at this moment.
I will say this
but
up
we did
front.
win.
These 2 games that we got coming up are gonna be horrible to watch. Between Duke and Carolina, it's gonna be ugly. We don't have the talent neither side. The culture, the coaching.
Well, we do have talent on our side.
Stop it.
Stop it. Granted, dog, we got Baycock's the best in the business in the country.
He's been there 7 years.
It doesn't matter. He's not been there that long. But look, haters go hate.
Armando's been there. He's been there 7 years.
That's okay. We'll be
all
right.
He's a 5th-year grad.
Whether you know it or not, we had the same problem last year. We weren't supposed to make the NCAA and then end up in the championship. So I got faith in my boys. All we got to do is get over 20 games.
Who won last year?
Rocking. It doesn't matter. We were there to play.
Who won last year?
We were there to play. I didn't see a Dookie that we beat 2 times back to back. I didn't see that.
I'm asking a valid question here. Who won last year?
What do you mean?
Who won the national championship last year?
It won't us.
It's Kansas.
We lost by 3.
Exactly. It's so irrelevant.
Oh, so
you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how college basketball feels.
It's really not relevant.
It's so irrelevant.
It's really not relevant.
For whatever reason, nobody cares about college basketball.
Yeah, that's
5 years ago, you could name the top 10 players coming out of high school. Today, you couldn't even name the number 1 player if you wanted to.
It's still relevant. It's just not. It's just not big names as it was at the time. But it's still relevant.
The best players is coming from overseas. That's why.
Yeah. Or they're going straight to the G League or they're playing overseas and coming here. So it's not relevant anymore. It sucks. It's terrible.
But yeah, season 3.
All sports go through that slump though.
Oh yeah.
Football gets like that too. Whether it be college, all of it goes to a slump to where you don't know.
I couldn't remember the last time college basketball felt like this.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely ain't been like that in the past 2-3 years. So
10 years, 20 years maybe. I couldn't think of it.
No, I was just gonna say season 3. We coming back. We're gonna bring more content. The skits that you guys like. We're gonna figure out some ideas for the skits. We're gonna be consistent. Right now we in the crib until we find a new studio. If anybody has a studio,
Brody, if you watching this, man,
we need
back
you,
at
man.
us, dog.
We need you. And we're gonna continue to have guests. So, anything that y'all got that y'all think that we can be better. And any advice from my guy right here, because he's still a LeBron hater. We all open to anything, anything.
And look, anybody out there listening, especially LeBron, man, I'm not a LeBron hater, man. Your game is good. I especially love what you do off the court.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
you're the GOAT.
One
GOAT.
B.
Yeah, that's all he's saying. That's all he's saying. You're the GOAT. That's all he wants to say.
1B.
You're
gonna be behind MJ, not in front. Behind doesn't make you
when it's
less
all
of a
said
player.
and done. Oh, that LeBron documentary is gonna be crazy when it comes out. But any final thoughts?
I'm sure you'll have it playing.
Any final thoughts? It's your boy T.
Let's go, dogs. It's your man TJ.
It's your boy Now.
And we out.
Yep.